poems and 2 micro stories. In the future, we'll need more coders. In the future, we'll need less artists. In the future, we'll need more digital currency advisors. In the future, we'll need less bank clerks. In the future, we'll need more earthquake predictors. In the future, we'll need less travel agents. In the future, we'll need more drone traffic optimizers. In the future, we'll need less shopkeepers. In the future, we'll need more augmented reality journey builders. In the future, we'll need less librarians. In the future, we'll need more doctors. In the future, we'll need less postmen, because there won't be anybody to send anything to. In the future, we won't know who we are, because in the future, we won't know anyone else. We won't leave our homes to work. Our best friend will be the doctor. We'll live longer than ever and be more alone than we can possibly, today, imagine. Microstory number 1, misrecognition. I use voice recognition software because I don't have full use of my hands. It's manageable, but this is the aspect of health that touches me every day. It structures how I work, things I can do, my diet, and often how I feel and think. The program that I use, Dragon, never makes typos. It makes misrecognition errors and puts the wrong word in. Homonyms are a nightmare. I can cite, or cite till the cows come home, but context is all. I have to reread everything carefully, especially messages. A few years ago, I was emailing a colleague I knew well. Best hugs, I signed off and added 3 kisses. As I said send, and the email disappeared from my screen, I saw a misrecognition error. Best hugs, except sex. To be sick alone. It's 2013. My knee is septic. I'm on a drip, the top floor of Kingston Hospital. My antibiotic dose 7 times higher that of a regular oral prescription. I've never heard the word amputation used before with a sense of real consequence. I start in the emergency ward. It's odd watching people with brain tumours being discharged before I am, but mine isn't a hopeless case. It's just a gammy leg, a very gammy leg. Why didn't you tell us you were ill? My mother says. Didn't tell them I'd been hospitalised till I could walk again. 6 weeks later. I didn't want to worry you, I said. The truth is, I was in my angry time. It wasn't just my knee that was bad. I'd realised things about my parents in therapy. Didn't want their care, so I turned it off like a tap. Wanted to be sick alone. I don't know if there is a feeling of isolation greater. If there is, I will eat it. Microstory number 2, sentenced to death. Another side effect of voice recognition software is long sentences. It's a different writing process entirely. When we speak, we generate a lot of redundancy. And I've realised that it's a different creative process as well. You can't just write in the mind. Writing is a making. Even a keyboard uses your fingers. Writing is different wiring to thinking and speaking. Without that embodied aspect, things can get wordy and bombastic even. Once, a class of mine were having some issues with an assessment. The draft work was coming back thin. So, I sent them an email. Into the subject line I dictated, how to increase the sophistication of your analysis in your production project portfolio. 13 words, not so long. But I sent this through a pre-generated email list. I didn't realise that such lists automatically added the name of the module and the module code into the email subject line. I also didn't realise that there is a character limit in the subject line, so my 13 words got cut off early. And so it was that almost the whole third year received a message from me titled DA 6002 Production Project B, How to Increase the Sophistication of Your Anal. That's Haiku's disease. And when I was born, thick hair covered my body. I was a strange fish. The youngest of 4, I screamed until I could walk, or so my mother says. She walks the mile home before she realises she's forgotten me. Screaming chimpanzee in a perambulator, 1970. 2017, dinner in Bexhill-on-Sea with great Auntie Pat, the Northern Hotel. Conversations meander. I'm talking to Mum. I'm really sorry, but I don't know who you are. I'm your son, Mother. John? Jim. Giles? Jim. Jim! You're not my brother, she says. I am a strange fish. Alzheimer's disease. Like watching leaves fall from trees. Mother's autumn mind.